right, today's presentation is Fighting Cancer by the Plateful. I have Karen Richey with Marshall County Extension Office here to help me present this program today.
Well, thanks for inviting me. And for those of you who do not know me, I am in remission from cancer. Basically, it's been 11 years now, so that's a good thing. But I do take this subject very serious, and it is important because no single food can reduce your risk of cancer. But the right combination of foods may help make a difference. And at meal times, you want to strike a balance of at least 2/3 of your plate being plant-based foods and no more than 1/3 coming from animal protein. So again, my plate is an excellent example of giving you that combination. Again, you can really think about that 2/3, 1/3 as we talk about some of these foods today. Again, you want that plate to be colorful, and I think my plate depicts that because fruits and vegetables are very rich in cancer-fighting nutrients. And the more color you have, the more nutrients they contain, and these foods can actually lower your risk in a second way as well. When they help you reach and maintain a healthy body weight, that helps, as well as carrying extra pounds increase the risk for multiple different types of cancer. And those could be colon cancer, esophageal cancer, kidney cancers. So you want to make sure and aim for at least 5 servings a day and be prepared in a healthy way. And that's when we talk about food preparation, which we will throughout this program.
So some cancer-fighting breakfast. So folate is an important B vitamin that may help protect against cancers of the colon, rectum, and the breast. You can find it in an abundance in breakfast table foods. So fortified breakfast cereals and whole wheat products are good sources of folate. So are orange juice, melons, and strawberries. More folate-rich foods, other good sources of folate are asparagus and eggs. You can also find it in chicken liver, beans, sunflower seeds, and leafy green vegetables like spinach or romaine lettuce. According to the American Cancer Society, the best way to get the folate is not from a pill, but by eating enough fruits, vegetables, and enriched grain products.
Yeah, by all means, when you can get it from a natural source rather than a supplement, it's much better for you because you get added benefits besides the folate. So let's say you're one that works like we do and you don't have time to pack your lunch, so you go to the deli, okay? So the thing about going to the deli or fast food, an occasional, let's say I like Reuben sandwiches that are really good, or a hot dog at the ballpark, they're probably not gonna hurt you, but the thing is you wanna be cutting back on those kinds of processed meats, like bologna and ham and hot dogs, because they may actually risk of colorectal as well as stomach cancers. So eating meats that have been preserved by smoking or with salt, they actually raise your exposure to agents that can potentially cause cancer. Cancer-fighting foods could be tomatoes. We talked about the color on your plate and whether it's the lycopene in the tomato, that is the pigment that gives the tomatoes their red color, or something else. It's not really clear, but some studies have linked eating tomatoes to reduce the risk of different types of cancer, including prostate cancer. Some other studies also suggest that processed tomato products such as juice, maybe it's tomato sauce or paste, increase the cancer fighting potential. And so when I do teach classes in regards to this, I really emphasize that rather than eating a fresh tomato, it's more beneficial to get that lycopene to help those cancer fighting properties by having a cooked tomato.
Some teas have anti-cancer potential, even though the evidence is still spotty. Tea, especially green tea, may be a strong cancer fighter. In laboratory studies, green tea has slowed or prevented the development of cancer in the colon, liver, breast, and prostate cells. It also has a similar effect in lung tissue and skin. And in some longer-term studies, tea was associated with lower risks for bladder, stomach, and pancreatic cancers. Grapes and cancer. Grapes and grape juice, especially purple and red grapes, contain resveratrol. Resveratrol has a strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. In laboratory studies, it has prevented the kind of damage that can trigger the cancer process in cells. There's not enough evidence to say that eating grapes or drinking grape juice or wine can prevent or treat cancer, though.
But it's not going to harm you to have a glass of red wine, okay? As long as you have one.
In moderation.
In moderation, that's right, because we want to make sure and limit alcohol to lower our cancer risk as well. Cancers of the mouth, the throat, the larynx, the esophagus, the liver, and breast are all linked with drinking alcohol. And alcohol may also raise the risk of cancers of the colon and rectum. The American Cancer Association says that even the suggested daily limit of 2 drinks for men and women elevates the risk. So you really want to think about how much alcohol you're consuming. Women are actually higher at risk for breast cancer and may want to talk with a doctor about the amount of alcohol, if any, is safe based on their personal risk factors. Good old water seems to be the best, type of thing, and other fluids can protect your body. So water not only quenches your thirst, but it may also protect your bladder against bladder cancer. So the lower the risk comes from water diluting concentrations of potential cancer-causing agents in the bladder. Also, drinking more fluids causes you to urinate more frequently, and that lessens the amount of time that agents stay in contact with that bladder lining. So drink lots of water.
The mighty bean. Beans are so good for you. It's no surprise that they might help cancer too. They contain several potent phytochemicals that may protect the body's cells against damage that can lead to cancer. In the lab, these substances slow tumor growth and prevent tumors from releasing substances that damage nearby cells.
So cabbage is also important, and it's more than just cabbage itself. It's the cabbage family that really can be helpful when it comes to cancer fighting, because they are known as the cruciferous vegetables, and they include broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, bok choy, and even kale. And these members of the cabbage family make an excellent stir fry and can really liven up any kind of a salad, mixing any of those together. But most importantly, components in these vegetables may help your body defend against cancers such as colon, breast, lung, and cervix. Cruciferous, do you know why that really goes back to a biblical term? And if you think about each one of those vegetables that I talked about, when they have a little form of their bud, when they start to develop, it looks like a little cross on top, and that's why they are called the cruciferous vegetables.
Nice.
So there's more to it than just cruciferous. There's dark green. You want to talk about that?
Dark green leafy vegetables such as mustard greens, lettuce, kale, spinach, and chard have an abundance of fiber, folate, and carotenoids. These nutrients may help protect against cancer of the mouth, the larynx, pancreas, lungs, skin, and stomach.
There's also some protection from an exotic spice, and that exotic spice is curry. And curry is basically the main ingredient that is found in an Indian spice known as turmeric, and a potential cancer fighter. Lab studies show it can suppress the transformation, the proliferation, and invasion of cancerous cells for a wide array of cancers.
And then cooking methods also matter. So how you cook your meat can make a difference in how big a cancer risk it poses. So frying, grilling, and broiling meats at a very high temperature causes chemicals to form that may increase cancer risk. Other cooking methods such as stewing, braising, or steaming appear to produce fewer of those chemicals. And when you do stew the meat, remember to add plenty of healthy protective vegetables that we've talked about.
A berry medley with a punch is another thing that you have to think about, because anytime I do programming, I always talk about if there's berry at the end, strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, mulberry. I mean, you can think about those. All of those that end with berries are extremely important. So the strawberries and raspberries have a phytochemical called legic acid. And the powerful antioxidant may actually fight cancers in several ways at once, including deactivating certain cancer-causing substances and slowing the growth of cancer cells.
Blueberries for the health. I'm going to talk about your blueberries, Karen. So sorry.
That's okay.
The potent antioxidants in blueberries may have wide value in supporting our health. It's starting with cancer. Antioxidants fight cancer by ridding the body of free radicals before they can do their damage to the cells. So try topping oatmeal, cold cereal, yogurt, even salads with blueberries to boost your intake of these healthy berries.
Yeah, I make sure I have my blueberries all the time. They're good for you. One thing you have to start learning to do if you haven't is that's the pass on the sugar. And when I say pass on the sugar, we're really looking at white sugar and how many of the different types of foods that we consume that have sugar in them. And I don't mean the sugar that's naturally, I mean the sugar that's added, so to speak. So sugar may actually not cause cancer directly, but it may displace other nutrient-rich foods that can help protect against cancer. And it does increase calorie count, which contributes to overweight and obesity. And again, excessive weight can be a cancer risk. So fruit offers a sweet alternative in a vitamin-rich package. So getting it naturally is much better. Yes, there's sugar in fruits, but again, it's a natural sugar. It's not the white sugar that you're adding.
And then don't rely on supplements. Vitamins may help protect against cancer, but that's when you get them naturally from the foods that you're eating. Again, if you're going to utilize supplements, make sure you talk to your pharmacist or your doctor to make sure that it's okay to use those supplements. Both the American Cancer Society and the American Institute for Cancer Research emphasize that getting cancer-fighting nutrients from your foods, like nuts, fruits, and green leafy vegetables, is vastly superior to getting them from some type of supplement. So eating a healthy diet is the best way to fight cancer.
And I think we've given you lots of options to think about the different ways that you can help fight cancer and nutritionally wise.
Thank you again.